The story of the housing affordability crisis is repeated across the country and also inside families. Let's compare two parents buying a house back in 2001 with their son and his partner trying to buy today. Each pair have typical jobs and earn typical incomes for their era. Each pair has been saving steadily for 6 years, and in today's dollars, the kids are way ahead. And yet, the parents have enough to get a typical 3-bedroom home in the suburbs, but their kids are still 4 years away from getting there. The social contract where a middle-class job yields a middle-class home has been left at the bottom of a house price mountain. Back in 2001, the average house price was 4 times the yearly income for an average household. Let's call that the bottom of the mountain. In the years since, incomes have doubled, but house prices have quintupled. View it this way, and it's little wonder that housing has become the dominant economic anxiety for a generation that is now hungry for a solution. But what does a solution actually look like? Well, suppose that we wanted to return things to the way they were. Pretty clearly, you can't bring the house price mountain back down to the wages hill without taking the housing market off a cliff. And that would unleash chaos even if it were possible, which, let's be very clear, it is not. Even these tiny blips that you see in the past were painful for many people who already had homes, with a broader chilling effect on the economy. There's a reason why housing crashes are often associated with recessions. Maybe instead, we could imagine more of a steady decline. Even so, it would still take more than a decade to get back to the old level, and property values would be falling that whole time, something politicians are keen to avoid. Imagine instead that we could just keep house prices constant. It would take even longer to catch up, all the way out to 2048. Or if we let house prices keep growing, say at the rate of inflation, there would be very little catching up at all for the foreseeable future. Of course, targeting house prices is not something governments try to do or even could do. In reality, they are shaped by interest rates, by migration, and by all sorts of things that we can't foresee. So what's the point of all these lines? Well, hopefully not to make us feel too helpless, but as a reminder that all of our policy debates about housing today are only likely to change the housing story over the long term. A housing problem that took a generation to create could take a generation or more to fix, unless our housing market makes a painfully sharp adjustment.